Hello everyone, it's me, Kazi-kun. And in this stream we're going to still discuss about Lime vs. Slime. Jesus Christ! Why should I even bother reasoning with these people? Okay, so let's get into it. Remember that picture that I showed you? This one? And in this picture, there's a weird name. There's quite a peculiar name in Limus list, and it's Triple H. Yeah, Triple H. And I was like, why is it so important that Triple H is on the list? Well, because I found a little article that Limus is deeply offended with. Why was Triple H with Donald Trump? The 56-year-old famous water splash entrance at the White House has received backlash on social media.
WWE world champion, and he's a man who you're not going to mess around with. Even Bryson.
Paul Triple H Levesque, the chief content officer for WWE, visited US President Donald Trump on Thursday on significant announcement, adding a dash of WWE flair to the White House this week. Triple H, representing WWE, was among a number of well-known professional athletes that attended historic policy announcement. The 56-year-old also made his famous water splash entrance at White House in one of the most surprising political and professional wrestling crossovers. Here's why Triple H joined Trump at the White House. Why was Triple H with Donald Trump? Triple H joined US President Trump at the White House for the signing of the new executive order to expand the Presidential Council of Sports Fitness and Nutrition. Well, that's pretty basic stuff. I don't know why Limus is so mad at Triple H. I mean, Donald Trump. We're talking about a guy who was in the WWE. The event, which included former New York Giants linebacker Lawrence Taylor, golfer Bryson DeChambeau, and Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker, among others, took place at the U.S. Gets ready to host the 2025 Ryder Cup, 2026 with FIFA World Cup, and 2028 Summer Olympics, all of which are significant feathers in Trump's cap for the second term. Many of those well-known people attended Trump the Roosevelt Room at the White House to officially join the council. They are very close to the president. The missing author formally re-established the presidential fitness test, first introduced by President Lyndon Johnson in 1966, creating school-based programs that reward excellence in physical education, and developing criteria for presidential fitness award. Keep that in mind. A test which was given Health and Human Services Secretary Kennedy, Robert Kennedy Jr., his weakness against blah, blah, blah. President Trump said that shuttle run. Okay, now Triple H. President Trump commended Triple H's work in promoting health and fitness and recognized him as longtime friend during the ceremony. You know, he's a longtime friend. You know, Vincent. He's a man who you're not going to mess around with. It's a great honor to have him, Trump said. I mean, this is supposed to be just that. It's about fitness. Don't stuff about for signing executive order for fitness. This is not that deep. Limus, what the hell is wrong with you? You're saying that list isn't that deep when your entire reason for hating Triple H is not deep as well. How just because he appears on Trump. I mean, Trump was in WWE. Of course they're going to go. Of course they're besties. You think I'm that fucking retarded? Reference restaurant video depicts Tutorial spitting water into outsider white horse work online outrage many saw as improper conduct national system of government. Ah, yeah, he would go back. One user tweeted this is disgusting. Spitted outside the White House. Triple H shame on you. I read the room. I mean, it's cool and deluded. Okay, so people are mad for Triple H for spitting. They're doing this spitting water in the White House. You know, the thing that Triple H does. Okay, so no discussions. I wanted to read some Consummania Rife, blah blah blah, something about discussing WrestleMania in London. Pretty standard stuff. Well, I'm not going to get sued by him. Thank you very much. It's not I like like Donald Trump, but I think the hate that Linus harbors for him is pretty forced. Well, I don't think Donald. I mean, I can understand Donald Trump hate for Donald Trump because he's a president and he made a lot of how to say a lot of fuck ups. However, I don't think that it is a good thing to hate on Triple H or wish him death. Because of course you would wish him death, you casting piece of shit. Just because he appeared in White House. It's a business thing, Limus. Okay, so enough about Donald Trump and Triple H. And let's get back to Limus. And the revelation about Limus's and her video. Mostly discussing a topic about depression, bullying, attempted suicide and whatnot. And I have a, and this video kind of hits me because I actually realized something how much he's hurt. I mean, let me play you that one clip. This will make you realize what kind of person Limus is. Because in my previous stream, I called him Psycho. Which that I apologize to Limus. You're not a psycho. But you're still disgusting for actually wishing death on people. Because this isn't about that if the person is rapist or not. It's mostly important to you that people are on political, which people are on, people, which political spectrum are people on.
If you're expecting me to talk about how awesome high school was, you're going to be disappointed. For years, people have told me that my high school years were going to be the best years for me as a student. People told me that I was going to have more freedom, more friends, and more opportunities. What I instead got was 4 years of depression, anxiety, loneliness, abuse, bullying, and bigotry. I've never felt like I wasn't alone my entire time at school. I was hoping things would get easier for me as time went on. What happened instead was I trusted the wrong people, people who would use me for their own selfish purposes, just so that they can feel better about themselves. And once they were done with me, they would make it seem like it was my fault. And for a while, I believed those people. I believed that I was the problem and that the world would be better off without me. There was a time after I came out as bisexual where I would experiment with different clothing and cross-dress. I was the only cisgender boy at my school who wore a skirt, and because of that, I became an easy target for bullies. These kids would laugh at me and mock me, while other kids would do the same and call me a The entire time, I was too scared to report their actions because I was fearful over my own safety. I didn't want to be a person who just let themselves get bullied. I would join an LGBTQ group at my school and try to help out other peers who were going through the same issues as me. We would work hard to create posters for the club and hang them up across the school, hoping that more kids would join our club. What instead happened was that the same bullies who harassed me would tear up posters and write homophobic slurs on them. I tried to tell them to stop, but instead they beat me up. Even after all of this, I never got support from my school. They did nothing to stop situations like these from happening, and I had to finish my junior year from home while being too scared to leave my own house. I have a lot of regrets when it comes to my time in school. One of those regrets is expecting people would treat me like a normal person. Instead, I was bullied, ridiculed, beaten up, abused, and lied to. After all of that, I'm expected to say that I learned something from my time in high school. The only thing I learned was that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably isn't. Staff from my old school didn't help me when homophobic kids beat me up and threw food at me. Instead, they tried to gaslight me into thinking it was my fault. After 12 years of this, I'm ready to move on, and I'm not looking back.
I'll say this. It's very fucked up what you went through, Liamus. And I wouldn't wish upon it upon my worst enemy. And to your surprise, Samus, you're not my enemy. You never were. I just want to tell you, because I know that you can't because from your actions in your past, I can finally realize that you haven't got over what happened in high school. Even though you played Undertale and claimed that saved your life, you praise the themes of forgiveness, kindness of the Undertale. But there is something that you should realize. Forgive your enemies. Show you're better than them. You see, I was also bullied I was bullied in school. In fact, I was bullied in elementary school. Yeah, primary school it is. I was a total freak out in school to the point that the other kids would mock me. Would say would vocal about their dislike towards me. And to be honest, I personally can't blame them. I used to cry a lot for for stupid reasons. Those were my coping mechanism. That's the point. When dealing with stress, with failure, whatnot, people change. Always change. Uh, How to say this? But the reason why everything went smoothly in middle school and high school is because my parents is very supportive of me. They take me to therapies. They they als- they would send me to integration classes in high school, in middle school. I also have teachers that are very supportive of me. I just become how I became. Not become, or I don't know how to say it in English. I've got you special treatment, and I'm very thankful for my parents for supporting me, for actually understanding me, even, or at least trying to understand me. They're not 100% right, or they were 100% understanding me, but they were trying, Limus. And back to you. Well, about your trauma. Well, let's just say I feel sorry for you. Because the stuff that you went through high school really fucked you up. We can admit that. You are. You always were. In high school, you thought you were in the wrong. That's when you snapped. Because after the graduation, I presume you wanted to be more assertive. Wanted to show that you're not in that you're not thinking that you're in the wrong. But let me tell you something. What you're do the thing that what you're doing is just, I don't know, wrong. You're basically playing victim every time that you try that someone calls you out on the internet, or maybe criticize you, send you death threats. Newsflash. This is the internet. They're focused all the time. Everyone gets sending death threats on the internet every time they write an opinion. You're not special, Limus. Nobody fucking is on the internet. You're just a drop of water in the sea. Nothing more. Also, Also, you said about Undertale praising themes of kindness and forgiveness, about forgiving yourself. The thing is, Limus, you never actually forgave yourself for making yourself in, for getting yourself into the situations, for being lied to, for not seeing through the lies of people that used you, for not saying no, for not putting your foot down. And I understand. You also have I also have regrets. I also regret for not being more mature in my high school years, in my elementary years, my middle school years. That's how it is. Thing is, Limus, you can't let your past traumas cloud your judgment. Can't just how to say it? The problem with the Limus is that Limus becomes some defensive in their actions. To the point that they call people transphobe, racist, bigots, pedophiles also. It's not a good look on you, Limus. This is not the high school years anymore. People are getting bullied all the time, sending death threats. It's just the Wild West of. It's just the Wild West. I mean, I mean, the internet is like the Wild West. You have to be very careful about it. This isn't some safe haven that you go to, that you seek asylum. This isn't some playground. Actions have consequences. And what to say again? I don't know. Limus, if you're watching this, or if any of your viewers watching this, please understand me. I'm just don't being villainized. I'm just don't being villainized by you. I'm just done with you being villainizing people for what they believe. So what they believe? So what they vote on Trump? You seriously think Trump will publicly execute you? No. The thing is, be a better person, Limus. You let your trauma get in the way, and because of that, you became more defensive. You lash out on people. who are disagreeing with you. Irrational people who don't share the same viewpoint as you, same beliefs. If you want to make a change, don't bash on people. Be kind to people. Show them you're above the hate. Just like John Cena said, rise above the hate. But you're not the John Cena guy. You're a CM Punk guy. You're taking every bad thing, bad quality from CM Punk. You're taking you're taking after every bad quality of CM Punk. Not actually a positive quality. You want to be a punk? You want to be anti-capitalist? Just like him? Newsflash! He's, he's not. He's just a persona. He's as fake as... He's just a fake. I know CM Punk is your idol, but you should pick better idols. CM Punk isn't for you. I mean, he is cool, but he isn't a role model worthy of you. In fact, I believe that CM Punk might have some like negative impact on people's behavior. Being disrespectful towards other peers, trying to say being a hypocrite. I don't know what else. Mm, Being also acting high mighty. I don't know what to say else. Well, never mind that. Remember. Well, this. Limeless, do better. I know that some of the people might be alleged some of the people might be alleged sexual offenders. Pat Patterson, Ric Flair, Tommy Dreamer was defending Ric Flair, but honestly, that's on him for being stupid. But I don't think he's deserving death. Hulk Hogan was just racist and was pro Trump, which is you heavily dislike. You really hate your enemies, Limus. Vince McMahon, I can understand. He is an asshole. He is a sex pest. Also, the allegations, Chris Jericho allegations, I don't know if they're true. Enzo Amore allegations that were proven false, but he's an asshole, so I can understand why on him that. But I still think that you're an asshole. Matt Riddle, I don't know. He's also an asshole. Val Venis, I don't know. Triple H, it's because of Trump, yes? Not because he is a rapist, it's because of Trump. Because of Saudi Arabia shit? Get real, Limus. You're telling me that try to tell me that Triple H should die because he made an appearance on Trump? I mean, made an appearance on the White House? That because he and Trump were friends? I mean, Donald Trump was in WWE. Of course they would be friends. That's how business work, Limus. Also, you're in other words, I pity you. Because I know your behavior stems from trauma that got unresolved. Even though you didn't kill yourself. And that's a good thing that you didn't kill yourself because I wouldn't wish death upon my own enemies. Because that would be low. Even though I am an asshole at times, I still try to be my best to be kind to people. Even though even if they don't deserve it. Well, at least I try. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Who knows? But yeah, this is this is Kazi Kun, and I'm out.